Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to KGX to the ZTV. All smiles today. 3-point collectors. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. But before we get into it, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let me know what you all think, of course, in the comments after this one. But yeah, good game for Chelsea. Rotated a lot, 10 changes, wholesale changes, a lot with changes on mine with the thought process of looking ahead towards the weekend, the more important game. Although you could argue this was a must 3 points as well. But the league performance, which is what we want to sort of build on, coming off the Liverpool win, coming off the Forest win. So yeah, 10 changes. Jurgensen in goal. No Reece James. Malo Gusto late fitness scratch with being out, I think sick or something like that. Um, Center backs were Hato was on the left side. Reese or Kukurea, I'm sorry, not Kukurea. Kukurea actually got a rest. Caicedo was on the right as right back. So Caicedo started, Enzo started. I mean, those were probably the only two positions out there that sort of um, two players that you really wanted to get rest, but luckily, and we'll get into it, they only got 45 minutes in this one. But Fofana, Tosin started. Like I mentioned, Hato at the left back. The midfield was Lavia, and then Enzo. Left wing was Gittins, Esteval in the 10, kind of more so on the right in that first half. Buenanote down the middle as the 10 for large parts of the game, and then Gui up top. So strong lineup, or not strong lineup, but heavily rotated lineup, but still a mix of players in there that have started games for us, important games for us. Caicedo's in there, Enzo's in there, Lavia's in there. He started a lot of big games for us when he's actually fit. Fofana started big games. Tosin started big games. So a good mix of players that have been playing regularly with some guys that have something to prove. The likes of Gittins, the likes of Buenanote, the likes of Hato and folks like that. They kind of need that time to sort of gel and get up to speed with the league, sort of shake off those first initial shaky appearances, more so for Gittins in this one. But hey, let's get into the actual game. Actual game, Ajax showed why they are nothing like the Ajax teams from the past. And large parts of that was due to Chelsea and how we played. But the overall quality from this Ajax team, oof, stinks. It stinks, and it shows why they are, I think, last so far in the group stage. Even though we're only 3 match days in, but yeah, they are shocking, shocking. But yeah, first 15 minutes, the energy was good. We were pressing high. Couldn't really get that final ball in the third, in sort of in the third attacking phase. That decisive pass couldn't really work the keeper too much. I mentioned before the conditions were terrible, pouring down rain. So games like that, and I mentioned it on Jimmy's stream. You want to work the keeper because you just never know. The ball might slip out of his hands. You might be there. You crash the goal. You might be there just to get kind of a tap in and things like that. But we started well. We got some opportunities. We had some really nice play. Gittins first half. I know he got man of the match in general, but he was fantastic, especially in that first half where anytime the ball got to him, didn't matter if he was doubled up, didn't matter if they were showing him inside and they were showing him outside. He was beating their right back or their left back, I'm sorry, um, at will. I mean, at will. Like he looked very, by far, the best he's looked in a Chelsea uniform. And we've seen some promising signs and things like that before, mixed with some inexperience, right? That touch versus Liverpool where he was through on goal. Better touch would at least had him work the keeper. So we've seen some of those deficiencies, but he was very direct today. He was very patient. He wasn't just as soon as he got it head down, he was slowing slowing him down, speeding it back up, changing the tempo on him. getting around the outside, using a little bit of pace and a little bit of power, a little bit of strength. He was going splitting two defenders. He was sending in some fantastic crosses. I mean, these crosses, one of them ultimately he did get an assist on, but these crosses were just pinpoint. And it doesn't matter what level of competition you're playing. Doesn't matter if it's the conference league. Doesn't matter if it's the Champions League, the Premier League. Those crosses would be dangerous crosses no matter what competition. So very, very happy with Gittins' performance. I thought he deserved a goal. I thought he was the best player on the pitch, especially for large parts of it, 45, 60 minutes. Um, but yeah, really, really, really happy with him. And throughout the course of the game, as we get into it a little bit, uh, we had opportunities early. We didn't maximize those opportunities, but uh, I'll say luckily, but unluckily because the foul that occurred. I mean, it really could have been a dangerous one on Buenanote. But Kenneth Taylor, I think around like the 18th minute, goes in for like it was raining, goes in for a 50-50. I don't think it was any malicious intent, but he's high, he's above the ankle, studs right on Buenanote, gets a yellow card. They VAR it because Buenanote is rightly down, writhing in pain, and they go to the monitor. One look at it, he like the quickest VAR look, he was like this, and then went back, red card. He's off, and then the game changed, and it was just pure dominance from there on out. We scored literally a minute later, I think off of a set piece. I want to say maybe it was Enzo's pass, the pre-assist to Fafana, who had a good game and headed it across the box for a tap in for Gui. So off the mark as soon as they went down to the 10 men, which was nice to see that we had our foot on the gas, and they sat back in a nasty low block anyway. So then we get a little bit of a fortune about 10 minutes later. We win the ball half the pitch. Caicedo, shockingly again, with a fantastic game, takes a strike from outside the box, hits it really, really well, gets deflected, takes a big deflection, goes into the back of the net. It was on target, so it's Caicedo goal. But like I mentioned, big deflection, fortunate, but nothing more than what we deserved. So we get that one. And then, they are just it, maybe they don't understand the conditions. They don't understand the gravity of the situation, being down two or being up two nil. But we go ahead and we another bozo moment, shoot ourselves in the foot, and this was the only stain on the game. They get one opportunity. Their right winger is matched up with Tosin in our box. He comes across because Tosin does a pretty decent job of not allowing him sort of a lane to shoot. And he's going to play a pass across. We get help on the inside. Tosin gets help from, I think it might have been Fafana, either Fafana or Hato. And the guy gets the pass away and Tosin fouls him. So right, it's a penalty. I mean, he steps on his foot. It's soft. I mean, because the ball's technically away, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to call that. Veghorst gets up. It's 2-1. Game's starting to get a little bit scrappy. Veghorst is in some altercations. I'm not sure if he was bleeding from the head at that point, but he could have been concussed because he was beefing the whole first half. And not long after that, I think about 10 minutes after that, he makes one of the dumbest challenges on Enzo Fernandez. Takes Enzo down in the box. Enzo is kind of like a overlapping pass. Enzo's running onto it to look on the keeper's right on the left hand side of the screen, and he's looking to play a ball in across. And before he even get his footing down to take a swing at it, Wakehorse takes him out. It's a penalty. Enzo steps up. He buries it. It's 3-1, and you're like, all right, this could be 3. This could be 5. This could be 6. This could be 7. And we get another one right before the half. Esteval this time on the right hand side, and for as good as Gittins was, Esteval on the right hand side was just as scintillating. Also deserved a goal from open play, a little bit of foreshadowing, but he gets it in the box and he's tormenting their left back all game, and he's actually not even going towards the goal. He's going away from the goal. Takes 2 touches. The guy fouls him 2 times, goes down. First he kicks him a little bit, then he steps on him. Rightful penalty. Enzo does the selfless thing and gives Esteval the penalty. He won it. Esteval puts it into the side netting, top of the bin, top bin side netting, which is sounds crazy, but fantastic penalty. It's 4-1, and you're just like I said before, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We make some changes at halftime. George comes on for Guy, so maybe Gui's going to play at the weekend. Enzo comes off for Santos, and then Tosin, who was on a yellow at that point, comes off for Chalaba. So we take precaution, especially since we're red card FC, even though there's another red card in this game, but it wasn't us. And make the changes. Caicedo comes off shortly after that. Lavia comes off shortly after that as well. So Tyreek George is on. Josh Achampong is on. So wholesale changes. Reggie Walsh ultimately comes on, and we get one right after halftime. Tyreek George, another slight deflection, but a shot that was definitely on target. So it's 5-1. And then from there, it's cozy, it's comfy. We see it out. 3 points. We end the game with 11. We have no injuries. Fafana's got a little bit of cramp at the end, but he seems to take some sort of supplement and he's okay. So all good. 3 points puts us right outside. I think with 6 points, like right outside that top 8 in the Champions League table in the group stage. But in a good position, bouncing back from the initial loss, a much better performance than versus Benfica, where we got the one Jamie goal. We've got in the Champions League next, we're away to Karabakh, so that's another trip to Baku for to Azerbaijan. And then on the weekend, we've got away to Sunderland, so away to home Sunderland, away to Karabakh, back to London, away to Spurs. So big week. Got to get 3 points on the weekend. We got to make sure we don't trip up versus Karabakh, and then we got to continue the tradition of winning away to Spurs. So let me know what your thoughts on the game lineup. Let me know what your thoughts on the wholesale changes. Who was your man of the match? Let me know what you think is going to happen, and who do you think is going to start when we play Sunderland on the weekend. But of course, always hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you.